Hi friends, it's Star Thrifter, and I thought I would do this little video today in regards to 5 things that could really increase your eBay sales. And we all want that, right? Anything sometimes is worth a try, within reason. But these are a few things that may be common knowledge if you're already a seasoned seller, but maybe not, or maybe you haven't, been utilizing them. And if you're a new seller, there's a lot of things to learn on eBay, all these little tips and, things like that on, how to get sales. There's a lot that goes along to it. Today, I decided to list 5 things. There's more, but anyways, the first thing, is best offer. To turn on best offer when you're on your listings. You can do it right when you create your listings, or I think you can add it on later too. I don't know about that. Yeah, because it gives you the option. Usually, if I for some reason, if it isn't on there and I don't realize it, eBay will send a little note and say, you know, eligible for best offer. And I go, oh, because I do put it on all mine. Because some people like to feel like they're getting something for less. And that is, it is a selling strategy. And, if somebody sends you something way low, then just decline it or counter. If you counter, I have heard too, and I don't know if this is true, because I do know that the more activity on your account, the more sales you're going to get. Um, and this creates activity. Even if you don't are accepting the sale, it's activity, and it's activity on that item. Maybe that'll show, I don't know if it'll make that item show more or not, but overall, it's more activity, and that is a benefit. The next thing is to send out offers to likers, and I do this all the time. And I will tell you that I think probably a very large portion of my sales are from doing this. eBay started, quite a little while ago, where they give you the option, if somebody likes it, they'll send you a little note and, saying that you can send, offers to these likers. And go ahead and send them out. Some people may accept it. Some people, what I have a lot of times is, sometimes it's a little frustrating because I already have something maybe on sale, and somebody likes it, and I'll send out best offers, and then they'll counter with an even lower offer, and it makes you really frustrated because you already got it on sale, you already sent them a best offer, and then they want it even cheaper. And anyhow, sometimes you're thinking to yourself, what the world? But try to take the emotion out of it, and just either decline it or resend your one, and send an offer that you're more suitable for what you want for the item. Anyways, but it does increase sales. It has to, because a big majority of my sales come that way. Another thing is the third thing is to check your sell-through rate when you're buying your items. If you're not sure how to do this, I do have a video up, and it shows how to check it on your computer, your desktop. I have to do one where you can check it on your phone when you're at the store, but it's the same concept. You look up the item and type it in on eBay, and then from there, it depends on how much you want to zero down on it. Let's say it's a men's long sleeve button up shirt, Ralph Lauren. Well, if you just put that in, there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of listings. You might want to kind of zero down a little bit. Let's say that this one is linen, because that would really be great. That's really going to stand out. You'd want to put linen in that title, and what size it is. If it's like an extra large, then it will show you when you go to click on it, it will show you how many is already listed. And let's say there's 19,000 listed, just ballpark. Then you scroll to where you have the option to click on sold items, and it also clicks usually at the same time completed items, and then it will tell you how many is sold, and it's a percent. And let's say that if only 500 is sold out, or 19,000, that's a really bad sell-through rate. That's going to sit for a really long time. There's a lot of competition. They're not moving that quick. But if there's 19,000 listed, and there is, maybe 10,000 sold, that may be like a 50% sell-through rate. If you ever come across things where there's more sold than there are listed, and that's way over 100% sell-through rate, and you'd want to maybe check that out. But sell-through rate really plays a big part, and I didn't used to pay attention to this before. And it just, as time goes by, you learn more things, and but this is a very important thing, because if it's got a quicker sell-through rate, that means that item is more in demand, and or there's less listed, you're going to sell it a lot quicker. Very important step. Very. Unless you have a store, and you have a lot of, let's, you have a ton of room for inventory storage. I mean, like where you're going to list like 20, 50,000 items, then, you don't really have to worry about sell-through rate as much, although you don't want a ton of stuff sitting there forever, but you know what I mean? But if you are somebody that's only, have maybe in your inventory 2,000 and under, or maybe a little over that, and you don't have a lot of storage, you're going to want to check that, because you want to keep those things moving. And the more sales you have, I mean, yes, the more sales you have, the more sales you'll get, because it's showing activity. And it really seems like, the algorithm, that if you are having sales go out, it's almost like they send you more buyers or something, but there is something to that. Another thing is to run sales. If you have an eBay store, I think you have to have an eBay store in order to be able to run sales. Pretty sure on that. If you have an eBay store, go ahead and run the sales, and it does make a difference. I know it's really hard, at least it has been for me, because they started this darn promoted listings. Not happy about this that much. However, it's nice that you can promote and get your, items seen or moved up more to the top. But I have had concern from day one, just about, that it's going to be a race to the top, basically. Because everybody's going to, start at 5, and then they're going to go to 10. Then you got to be at 10. Then they're going to go to 15. You know what I mean? I don't like that, because now your regular sell, your fees and things like that you're paying, eBay fees, can it be anywhere from 12 to 15%, just regularly. If you're promoting at 10, and if they're at like 15%, that's 25% already. If you're only just promoting at 10, some people are exceeding that now. You see what I mean? But anyhow, we'll get on off track on that. If you, and it, anyways, it makes it kind of hard to start running sales, because you're thinking you're already paying a lot out in this, and then you're going to lower the price. However, you don't want a lot of old stale inventory sitting in your store. You got to keep this stuff moving, even if sometimes you got to sell some of these things for cheaper amounts, or send some lost leaders, is what they call some of them. And if you don't know what that is, what that means is that sometimes you sell something really, really cheap, just because sales create more sales, and to keep activity, inventory moving. And and some people say that you should run shorter span sales, because I don't know if it shows the buyer when the sales are getting ready to run out or expire, the time limit for them to buy. Because it's really hard. If you go in there, you can only do, like, I think 400 at a time. At least that's how I've found it. And if I got like around 23,000 listed, it takes a while to run individual sales. But they say that you probably should maybe only do a short amount, maybe 3, 4 days, or maybe the weekend, or, some people do 24 hours, but I don't know. And, and just go with what you're comfortable with. I do a lot of 10%, sometimes 20, quite a little off, quite often. Lately, I've been doing I did a few at 30, but I've been doing 50% on some of that really old stuff lately, just to get it moving, because sales were really slow there for a while, and just to generate some income. But sales, yeah, I just started, not a super long time ago, doing sales again a little bit, because it was hard there for a while, because of the whole promoted listing thing, and then you gotta sell stuff cheaper, but you gotta keep the stuff moving. The fifth thing is listing daily. You really have to list daily if you're in a competitive category. Now, if you're listing stuff that's, you know, there's not a lot listed, you don't have a lot of competition, you don't have to worry about listing daily. And if you're just a part-time seller and you're not really counting on the income, and maybe you don't need to list daily, but if you're doing this where you're trying to make some money, um, a nice amount, part-time, or if you're doing this full-time, you gotta list every day. Especially, I sell basically all clothing. Once in a while, some shoes or miscellaneous stuff, or belts or something, or you know. So had the other day, but mostly all clothing. It's a big time saturated market, and the more you list every day, the more you're gonna sell. And what I have found is that, let's say if you list 20 a day, If you stay pretty consistent with that, you'll sell like 10. It's always about half. Now, some people say that you're eventually supposed to get up even where if you list 20, you sell 20, but I heard you have to like list that a set amount, like 20 a day for like a year or something like that. I don't even know. But to reach that, but I don't know. But it always seems about half. But lately, I've been trying to find things that sell for more and a quicker sell through rate, and I don't have as much inventory. And that means I wasn't listing quite as much. And I'll tell you what, my sales dropped. Well, summer slowed down too, and I know eBay had some issues too with the platform. But yeah, sales slowed. The more you list every day, the more you're gonna sell every day. Like I always say, list, list, list. And I know it's a lot of work, but it's a very key component. Hopefully you benefited from this, and if you'd like, you can subscribe. I got a lot of other videos up if you'd like to check those out. And if you could push the thumbs up button for me, I would appreciate that too. Many prosperous sales to you. Thank you.